day, everyone, and welcome to another episode of your Canvas Instructure releases and deploys. This is for March. Today is March 3rd, so I'm finally getting an update out. I apologize, it's been a while. I have my December updates still in most of your agendas. So this is going to be a big update to catch everyone up on where we're at. And if you have questions, please reach out to me, schedule time. If we haven't already worked in a call to talk about joint impact plans between customer success and your objectives for the quarter and for the year, please reach out to me and get that on the calendar. Lots of things to talk about, lots of things moving in the community, in the Instructure community. So I'll kind of talk about some of those things today, get you caught up. We're going to go back and review February release notes because they tie into March. And then we're going to review the March release and the latest March deploy. So we'll get all kinds of stuff to talk about today. So what do you think? We should get into it? Should we get into it? Yeah, I don't know. What's new? Going back. Okay, and with you all, so let's go ahead and jump into the release notes. First things first, I like to always focus on the community highlights. So let's jump into our community highlights. The latest update, which was published today, is for February 24th to March 2nd. So it's yesterday. So this is going to get you the most current information and stuff that's going on out in the community. Okay, so let's go ahead and jump into the notes. It's been a rough one. I've been trying to record this for some time, and so I did this actually. I said I was going to get this done earlier last week, and then when I cut the video and went through all of this, I realized I didn't have my microphone on, so it didn't record anything, and so then I had to go back and re-record, which is what you're now witnessing today. So we're going to get through this, I promise. So here's the community highlights. Just want to point out some of the featured content is all about accessibility on top, which is timely because we just released the course level accessibility tool in February. There's an enhancement in March. We'll talk about that today. Also, look at the live events upcoming. One of the things I want to call attention to is the strategic move to new quizzes. If you haven't yet had a conversation about new quizzes, we should be talking about new quizzes. There's all kinds of benefits now to take a new look at new quizzes or begin planning transition to new quizzes. To just give you a quick summary, new quizzes can do a lot more than classic quizzes. Some of the challenges we've run into in the past with migration from classic quizzes to new quizzes, the issues we've had with item banks, we are working on clearing those up now. Some of the architectural changes that are occurring, which will take place over the next few months and have been ongoing, are going to solve those problems. So it's a great time to look at new quizzes and begin prepping for the fall. We also have new resources available as well. In addition to, we have a roadmap to new quizzes. So this will be a webinar discussion on all this information, again, with a much more deeper dive into what's available. Begin that planning to transition to new quizzes. Look at the new tools, what's available. We also introduced, over the last few months, we've introduced the question authoring for new quizzes. This is an AI tool that generates quiz questions based on the course content. And we also introduced a new survey tool in new quizzes, and then that's been enhanced over the last few months to be able to export survey results and also to make those survey results more transparent, more reporting for them. So all kinds of great reasons to use new quizzes if you haven't yet taken a fresh look to see where it's at. And then once we've kind of completed those bigger native tool changes, architecture changes to remove it from the LTI status that it's been in for years, it's going to alleviate all kinds of issues again. So I'm ready to talk about new quizzes. Let's schedule some time today. Let's get it on the calendar, begin looking at a transition date, or if you're not ready to transition yet, if you still have a bad taste in your mouth, let's talk about what that bad taste is, where it's coming from, so we can at least I can address it from the customer success end. So this is a webinar. Again, you can register here. The webinar will be March 10th, 3 p.m. I believe that's Eastern time. I'll double check. Doesn't say on here. It'd be good to have that. But 3 to 4 p.m. I believe, again, Eastern time. There's a register link for that. This will be a good session, again, to get you all caught up. Let's go back into one other session I want to call attention to that I think will be helpful is the From LMS to workforce application. So understanding how we're taking a more strategic approach and looking at how skills-based education can help elevate the learner and the institution. So if you're not using skill-based teaching within your courses, using Canvas to do this. If you're not looking yet at credentials and how to use these for skill-based training versus our traditional degree path, I would definitely encourage you to look at this more, to have conversations with me if you have questions or you're wanting to get more of an understanding. This webinar will be on March 11th. March 11th, 1:30 p.m. I believe that's Eastern time again. I'll double check this. You can register here. This will be a great strategic session looking at your ROIs and how we can apply tools in Canvas to build a skills-based course, skills-based learning inside of your instance. So check that out. I think that'll be a good one as well. Scrolling down into the community updates, and just pointing out there's some blog post updates, some updates to Canvas Data 2, APIs being able to pull data. Some of the other blog posts are also looking forward at the, oh, that's interesting. I didn't notice this one. Looking forward at the roadmap and some of the new features that are up and coming. Let me take a look at this real quick with you because I'm curious. Admin library best practices from junk drawer to single source of truth. Oh, this is from Madra. You guys should check this out too. This would actually be a pretty good blog post looking at single source of truth. This is organization within your instance. So I always like strategic posts like this. Looks like there's a presentation attached to this as well. I'm going to review this after I'm done with the call, or after I'm done with this webinar. All right, let's go back to the meat and potatoes. This will be the meat portion of the meat and potatoes. This is what we're getting to, the release notes. Before we jump into release, just a reminder, if you haven't bookmarked this page, you're not following it, I really would highly advise to do that. It's a great way to keep caught up with all the new things that are rolling into Canvas and other Instructure products. The guides are here as well. I'm pointing out the posts here on the home page, but this is also coming from the forum. This is a great place to post either feature enhancement suggestions that you want to get to product and at some point we'll have another process set up to do that. But in the meantime, or if you just have questions and you want them to be answered, you can point them to product, and a lot of times our product owners and different members of our product teams will monitor this page and keep up and post answers to it. So definitely encourage you to do that. Jumping into the release notes, I am going to go to February's release first because it's been some time since I've updated. So quickly here, 221, these have all rolled into production with exception to some of our new quizzes features like the survey results visibility and the export survey responses. Both of these were introduced in February in the beta, so you can still test them in beta. They won't move into production until the March release, which will be the 21st up above. We'll go through that in just a moment. Everything else, really, there's really one delay which has already taken place. That was the course accessibility checker did not roll on the 221 date. It actually rolled on 225, which is past now, so that's available for production as of 225. All of these features are off by default. You would need to enable them in production to make them available or visible to your instructors and at the course level. So just another caveat there. One thing I did want to call attention to is the document processing app, which is exciting. May not apply to everyone. This was specific to Turnitin and Packback, but we are working on additional enhancements to give access, and other third parties do have access. We're just kind of waiting on their updates to our integration to offer tools. A 1.3 document processing tool allows you to scan the upload or text entry assignments. Depending on what the tool does, it may run a checker for plagiarism, may run a checker for AI. Just depends on the third-party tool you're using, but this is the support of that tool or the integration directly into assignments and directly into Canvas. So this is exciting. I'm looking forward to the growth on this, especially as we see the need for external tools for proctoring, for detection. This is going to kind of help pave the way for additional for uploads and assignments for additional tools. So excited about that. Check that out. That's good stuff. Let's see. We've continued to expand the availability and exceptions options within your monitor report or within Canvas apps, the LTI page. So if you haven't checked that out in some time, do check it out, because apps is now an admin feature or tool within your navigation. And if you use it right now, you'll notice that all of the app names are now linked, and so these actually go into an additional display where you can work with availability and exceptions specifically. So it gives a little bit of a deeper dive or control or access over those areas. So that's exciting. Let's see the next area. So this is also referring to Canvas app sub-account apps and monitor access. So an additional feature here as well, also available for production. Permissions, you can give granular permissions to access the LTI registrations or to manage the LTI registrations within the monitor tool or the apps tool. Here's the big one that I want to get to. The accessibility checker was released in February. This is the one delayed till February 25th, but it is available for production. It is off by default. I would encourage you to test it first. Notice that if you do turn it on at the course level, your instructors will see a link called Accessibility Checker. Actually modified that in the March release. So whether it's accessibility or accessibility checker, it is additional tools. So you definitely want to do some enablement and prep of your instructor base just so they know this is coming, or else it's going to generate questions. This tool is not meant to go head-to-head with any other third-party tool you may have in place already. Instead, it is to be an additional tool or to help kind of complement any existing tools that you're using, primary accessibility tools. So this does create a dashboard display. This will evolve over time. We'll have more roadmap enhancements for the accessibility checker. Really, historically, behind this was the accessibility tool that already exists in the rich content editor. This is an expansion of that tool to the course level. So now we're checking everything in the course. We have a dashboard display of issues by type. You also have the those resources listed out in the report display below the dashboard, and then you have an option to fix those issues. We also show the type, the state, whether it's published or unpublished content, and then the last time that content was edited. If you do use the fix option, it does walk you through the fix. So I haven't tested this a lot hands-on yet, but I have seen a little bit more since it's been released, and so far the feedback has been good. I've even seen this compared to other third-party tools. Like you do it side by side to kind of see the cross comparison if it's also detecting as accurately as third-party tools, and it is. So take a look at the suggestions, continue to give feedback to product, because this will be enhanced over time, as I mentioned. But this is an exciting tool. We'll continue to grow this tool. Best part of all of this is it's a built-in tool to Canvas. So rejoice. There is a video going along with the accessibility checker if you're more of a video person, which I am. And then we move from course accessibility checker into new quizzes. We mentioned this is ongoing, so the first part here has not been announced into production yet. This continues to be a feature in beta. We'll move into production on a future date, probably when we feel like, confident that third-party integrations are going to work cleanly. But these are some big changes under the hood. So if you haven't been in your beta instance into new quizzes and tested this yet, I encourage you to do that. You'll notice the isolation frame, iframes are disappearing from new quizzes. Workflow is being updated. Proctoring solutions will have improvements. The third-party, notice it's still remaining a secure LTI tool. However, again, long term, that's going to be modified. You should see improvements with migration, with item banks, moving data between item banks from classic quizzes, question banks to item banks. So all kinds of good improvements here long term. In addition to that, we've also modified and added survey results visibility. So this is the survey tool that was introduced a few months ago in new quizzes. Now you can get information out. We'll continue to enhance this as well. The export survey options is also available as well. You can export the survey results to a CSV file. So that also appears in the reporting area of new quizzes for surveys. All right, well, those are the big things that I wanted to touch on with the February release. Next place we're going to jump into is the March release. This really just kind of flows right into where we came from February. So March release is 3/21. I'm going to point out that the Course accessibility checker has been enhanced in the March release, so I know we just talked about it, but here we go. Coming into beta for test is an alt text generation tool. Notice the beta environment is a delay here, so it's March 3rd. This won't be available for beta until March 12th. So falling outside the regular beta release cadence. Note that the tool appears in the accessibility checker. You can even see some modifications being done to the accessibility checker, like the accessibility link. We're adding checker to the name. Notice the dashboard visuals have changed or been enhanced just a little bit. But the real focus is the alt text, which is an AI tool. So you'll notice the Ignite logo, the generate tool, and then again, instructors are still required to validate that, and then before it shows up in content, they do have to apply it. So it forces instructors to review. It's not making changes or adding data without permission, which is going to be important for all AI tools. This is also going to be off by default, I'm assuming. Let me double check this. Yeah, it's part of the accessibility checker. So we notice for the accessibility checker at the course level is account featured enablement is disabled and locked. Accessibility checker, it's remediation for courses, also disabled and unlocked. So moving on down into the biggest one that I want to put a caveat on. We've been expecting this for some time. I am excited about this feature. This is the Ignite AI grading assistance for SpeedGrader. Notice that it's currently delayed for production and beta, so we don't have a date yet of when it arrives into beta, but this is the first look. If you weren't an early adopter, which many of us weren't, we haven't seen this tool. We've only heard about it, so this gives us a first glance at what does this tool look like. Notice again, this requires performance usability upgrades for SpeedGrader and enhanced rubrics to be enabled. So you've heard about those for the last few months. Those have to be enabled in order to use the grading assistance. Also, biggest caveat for this tool that I've been telling everybody is this was a tool that was indicated a few months ago that may incur additional charges because it's an AI tool that we've kind of slated to be a pay-for tool. It's a bigger tool. Now, nowhere in the notes does it say this. I've already pushed back a little bit on product and our marketing and community team because anything in the, for me, if it's in the release notes, I'm as an instructor, and your instructors can see the notes as well, I may assume that this is something that also will be offered as a built-in feature. I don't want to put it out there. I know we have some time still before it hits beta and then ultimately production, but I wouldn't want this to hit testing or production for instructors without knowing that there's a price tag for this, or we don't want anyone to use it even in a test phase and then pull it back away from them if they've been using it or are excited about adding it to Canvas. We'll get some clarity on that. There will be some updates to this, but I just want to insert that as kind of a caveat warning. Looking down at the details, notice the limitations, and again, a lot of these will be enhanced over time, but enhanced rubrics applies the rubric to the grading process in SpeedGrader. Again, all of this with AI does force the instructor or force a hand eyeball to key before it applies it into the SpeedGrader. So keep that or note that as well. So we do have the human element. So continue to give feedback for this one. You can put it into product or you can give it to me as well. This is a bigger feature. Again, there's a lot to this. So I know there's going to be feedback, but happy to deliver that to product and again, keep an eye on this one because we're going to see changes to this. We're going to see updates to this. This is a fairly big tool that we've been waiting on for some time. So we'll keep you posted on that. In other updates, we see really the majority of the other updates are going to be around your the hubs, hub pages or spaces where we announce additional enhancements to feature previews. All the feature previews are concluding specifically for Ignite, the translations for discussions and announcements in the inbox. Feature preview is concluded, so you'll notice in the notes the AI translations for inbox, discussions, and announcements. That's what I just said. User page or user group will close for participation on March 6th. In addition to that, legacy LTI keys replaced by unified key for Canvas Portfolio. So if you're using Canvas Portfolio, the LTI region specific developer keys, those are being deprecated. They'll be replaced with a unified inherited developer key. So if you enabled Canvas Portfolio early on, the new tool, if you did it with a legacy region specific key, you'll need to update that to maintain or reduce the number of errors or any configuration authentication issues. Also, the feature preview for the Insights tool for discussions is also being concluded. That will also close for participation on March 6th. And the AI summaries for discussions feature preview has also been concluded. This will be around a little bit longer. This will be concluded on April 17th, 2026. New quizzes integration for production environment availability. Same announcement as the previous month, where new quizzes, the updates that are being made, are still staying in beta. No production date announced as of yet. So those are really your big updates for the release notes. Please reach out if you have any questions. I do want to touch on one deploy, the latest deploy, which is scheduled for 3/11, so March 11th. This deploy includes enhanced rubrics support. So this is when enhanced rubrics is enabled. The rubrics in the discussion discussions will use the enhanced experience instead of the classic rubric. So before this, even with enhanced rubrics enabled, there was still a discrepancy between the two, or in discussions versus enhanced rubrics everywhere else. So this aligned them. And then also we're adding into the people area or people options terminate user sessions. So this is in your user detail page. There will be a new button to the right, just under your message and export DSR report. The ability to terminate all sessions for the user. This is an admin-only feature, and the button will end all active sessions for a user, including any browser sessions and all access tokens. So the user can sign back in with valid credentials, and any connected integrations must be reauthorized. So that's good to have that on a one-off basis as an admin, to be able to go in on individual records and to be able to terminate that. So, centralized way to regain control of account access without permanently disabling the user or disrupting any workflows. So there you go. Those are the up of the recent deploy. Those are the notes. What else do I want to talk about? So keep an eye out, because soon available for your instance of production will be PandaBot. PandaBot, if you haven't used it yet, in the bottom corner of your screen, I encourage you to use it. Start a new chat with it. It's a great search tool. It's very intuitive, very smart, and again, this will become available to your instance of Canvas. This is a built-in feature. It'll be off by default, so you can test it first before it becomes available for production. Some of the long-term goals, and then I guess immediate goals for the summer, would be that these will also align to your level of support services. So PandaBot is able to create cases and move those cases into support from your instance of Canvas. Nice little side note here. So PandaBot will not appear in the corner of the screen like it does in the community. Instead, it will need to be initiated through the help navigation. I don't have it enabled there yet because, of course, we haven't rolled it into beta yet, but somewhere around the search the canvas guides or replacing the search the canvas guides in your help navigation, this is where your users will engage PandaBot. When they do, PandaBot will appear in the corner of the screen. When they are done using it and they disengage, it will not remain there. In fact, it will disappear again and go back into the navigation. So kind of keeps it completely off the screen unless they're looking for it. So enablement training, making them aware that it's there, that's going to be key. So if I can help do any of that, keep me posted. So I think it's going to be a great, kind of advantageous, great feature to offer to deliver information into your instance of Canvas to your students and to your faculty. Also, make one more note. This is available in settings. If you're curious about testing the Ignite AI agent, this is only available to Canvas administrators, so this is not available for even in beta or test. This is a premium feature, so we will eventually announce pricing for this feature. But if you want to use it from now until July free, just to get a feel for what AI, kind of the full agent will do sitting on top of all of Canvas, this would be a great way to test that. It is in your feature settings. You can turn it on for production or beta, and again, it's only visible to Canvas administrators, so But if there's interest there as an administrator, please take a look, test it, give it feedback, pass feedback along to me, so we can get it to product and make any improvements or enhancements to it. So there you go. There is your release notes in 90 seconds or less. Actually, I was kidding. I think they do the news shots like that, but this was not 90 seconds or less. So please reach out to me, schedule time, joint impact plans for the quarter, executive business reviews for the year. We can start off with one so we can plan around your objectives for the quarters and for the full year. And yeah, if there's any questions about any of this at all, please keep me posted. I'm happy to jump on calls with you if that's a little bit quicker to get information. Yeah, just let me know. And I hope everyone is having a wonderful work week and a great start to early spring, hopefully, for most of us. In the Southeast, you guys have already been in spring for a while, but it's March, so we're marching forward into summer. All right, you guys take care.